captured Bastila, Karth, and the crew of the Ebon Hawk, as ordered. Good work, soldier. Admiral Kareth will certainly have his way with them now. Ugh, don't say it like that. It sounds weird. Shoot. Yeah, that's my bad. It's fine. I didn't hear until I said it. Next time. I will. Really. Yeah. So, did you hear about that one guy on the Ebon Hawk? Which one? You know, the guy, Avner. Oh yes, that guy. The guy who wears Jedi robes but uses guns. How stupid. He's a big deal, you know. Some of the guys on the bridge overheard the bosses talking about him. Well, he can't be that important. No, he is. Apparently he's been doing all of these missions on his own. Single-handedly, but he has a ship full of people to help him. Why would he torture himself like that? I don't know, but that's not all. Apparently the big bosses know he has a big secret or something. Oh, and what would that be? Not sure, to be honest. You know how the rumor mill works. There's like 10 different secrets by now. I think the real one is that he hates locked boxes. Then he's not going to like being in a cage, now is he? Yeah, that's true. I bet he's really unhappy right now. Yes, indeed. You know, Abner's a weird name. I mean, kind of. We all have weird names. What are you suggesting? Like, think about it. Avner? Like, that can't be right. Maybe it's a weird code name, or an anagram or something. Try rearranging some of the letters. I mean, sure, I guess. Avner, Varn, Nerva, Everna, Vener. Wait a minute. What is it? I get it now. I know the secret. Well, go on, tell me. Avner's real name is Averin. You are an imbecile. Hey, screw you, dude. You're an absolute asshole. No, I think you are stupid and dumb and poopy. You should be quiet. I don't have to take this shit. No sense whatsoever. I hate you. I hate you.
Bruh.
What's up, nerds, and welcome to the grand finale of my first Knights of the Old Republic series. Last time we were here, our hero Avner got trapped in the Derry dimension, graduated from evil school, made peace with indigenous peoples, and defeated the apprentice of the Dark Lord of the Sith. Avner's secret quest to collect the star maps leading to the ELO machine has been rather smooth sailing, but today the Sith have decided to put some effort into thwarting our hero. The flagship of the Sith fleet, the Leviathan, has captured Avner's ship and crew in a tractor beam. Although things look dire, our hero is used to having the odds stacked against him. How will our creative criminal sneak his way out of this one? Let's see. As the Ebon Hawk is pulled into the Leviathan's grasp, Karth decides that this is the perfect time to trauma dump about wanting to walk down an old man. Avner isn't qualified to touch that with a 30-foot pole, so he tactically decides to omit everything Karth said. Thankfully, Bastila is able to salvage the conversation by redirecting everyone's attention to their imminent capture. Bastila says that it will be impossible for Avner to mount any kind of escape effort, as the Sith will be keeping an especially close watch on him. Thus, Avner must choose another member of the Ebon Hawk's crew to save the day. Naturally, the only correct choice for a prison break is a scoundrel. Mission Veo will be the one to free our hero from the clutches of the Sith. We'll get to that in a moment. For now, Avner is taken into custody with Karth and Bastila, and is soon greeted by the Admiral of the Sith fleet, Saul Kareth.
Well, if it isn't the hassler, the simp, and Karth, I guess.
Karth attempts to gain a foothold in the conversation by trauma dumping again, but Saul doesn't really care.
Do you know how much pain you've put Lord Malak through? How much pain you've put me through? It's because of your hella crutching that Lord Malak has tilted every match he's been in for the past month and a half. And it's because of your meddling with my plans to capture Bastila that my Pookie doesn't want to play with me anymore. For that, you both must suffer.
Meanwhile, in a separate prison block, Mission Veo commences her, mission. In a textbook scoundrel maneuver, she's able to pick the pockets of a Sith trooper to retrieve the key to her cell. With said key, Mission is freed immediately. Now, this is where things get a little tricky for the challenge. As I've stated throughout the series, companions are not allowed to help my main character in any kind of combat. That means for this segment, where I am forced to play as one of my companions, I can't allow Mission to be hit by or attack any guards. Thankfully, this won't be too much of an issue since Mission is a scoundrel. By using the stealth generator Mission found in an unattended chest, she can use her high stealth skill to sneak past every single guard in this section. Detection is still possible, so I do have to be careful.
Tell me what your secret mission is.
No.
Tell me now.
No way, Jose.
Say it.
Nuh-uh.
Do it or I'll blow up Dantooine.
Liar, liar, pants on fire, Abner replies, very smartly.
Jeffrey, turn the torture machine back on.
As she creeps around the detention block unseen, Mission discovers that she isn't the only person being held prisoner. It's scoundrel code to do a solid for a solid, so Mission frees this prisoner in exchange for an icebreaker, which will allow her to slice into any terminal on the ship for free. Very nice. Taking this skeleton key with her, Mission navigates toward the detention block where Abner is being held.
It still hurts, you know. Lord Malik replacing me, I mean. But I think after he sees what I've been able to do today, he'll make me his Pookie again. I'm the best duo that Lord Malik has ever had. Better than you ever were, that's for sure.
Duo? Pookie? It could be all of the electrostatic torture getting to his brain, but Abner really has no idea what this guy is talking about.
You mean? Oh no, you really have no idea what's going on right now, do you? I'll leave the pleasure of trolling you to Lord Malik himself. For now, I think I'm going to go warm up for my Pookie. We're going to climb tonight. I can feel it. Ta-ta. Oh, and Jeff, hit the button again.
It isn't long before Mission is able to locate the detention block. By accessing a nearby terminal through the skeleton key, Mission is able to turn off all security for the area and free our hero without failing our challenge. Unfortunately though, that was just the easy part. Things only get more complicated from here. The gang now has to storm the bridge of the Leviathan in order to release the Ebon Hawk from lockdown, otherwise they'll be trapped. Bastila and Karth have insisted upon helping Abner do this despite his objections, meaning they're going to be required companions for the rest of the mission. Like most times I've been required to have companions join me, the solution is shoving the aforementioned companions in a corner while I do the mission alone. This works just fine for the first floor, as there's lots of open space to work with, allowing Abner to cut through all of the chaff enemies with ease. It's in going to the second floor, however, that problems start to occur. The spaces become more claustrophobic, enemies spot companions right away and force me to reload. Still though, I am able to complete these rooms with more deliberate positioning. No room requires more effort and planning though than the last one.
You know, for someone who used to rank so high, I would have thought you'd have better game sense than this. Inting onto the objective, surrounded on all sides with no cover. I didn't take you for a Thor main. You're about to get clipped for Pookie.
This room is pain. Not only are Karth and Bastila automatically teleported to you, there are two Sith guards right at the door you come in from. These two will target Karth and Bastila without fail on every attempt, which automatically fails the challenge. Not to mention the 5 other enemies in the room who can light Abner up like a Christmas tree. This encounter leaves incredibly little room for error, so we have to be surgical about this. Problem number 1 are the guards at the door. They need to be incapacitated before anything can happen. This is easily achieved in the first turn with Abner using Force Horror. Problem number 2 is my companions being in the encounter. In episode 1 of this series, we used grenades to deal friendly damage to Canderous in order to knock him out before he could have any impact on the fight against Kalo Nord and Davik. We're going to use the same method yet again. Since Bastila and Karth haven't been leveled up since Terrace, their HP totals are really low, making it very easy to one-shot both of them with thermal detonators, which do 60 damage each. Problem number 3, however, is positioning Bastila and Karth to be in the blast radius while also making sure they don't attack either of the incapacitated guards. This requires a very precise sequence of commands to work. While the battle is paused, we'll tell Abner to cast Force Horror on the first turn and then throw his thermal detonator on the second. Next, we tell Bastila to use a stimulant. This will force her to stay still for 1 turn and stop her from attacking either of the guards on her own. While Bastila is busy, I will take control of Karth manually manually and move him next to Bastila so that he's in the thermal detonator's blast radius. On my second turn, I'll then tell both Karth and Bastila to use stimulants so they stay still yet again, and pray Avner throws the thermal detonator in time. This works perfectly. Problem number 4 is the actual fight. As soon as Karth and Bastila go down, the attention of 7 enemies is all focused on Avner. It gets really close a few times, but by using enough medpacks, our hero is able to pull through and stun and gun his way out of this encounter.
Karth, come closer. You and all of your friends are so cooked. Pookie's home.
Bastila confirms the late Admiral's words. She's able to sense that Darth Malak has boarded the Leviathan, and he is coming for our hero. Abner isn't afraid to run the fade with a Dark Lord of the Sith, but Bastila isn't as keen to square up. So she suggests that Abner focus on escaping. Our hero obliges, but not without doing a little looting first. One especially notable piece of endgame loot is the Sith Assassin pistol formerly owned by Saul Kareth. It's slightly better than Kostas Vet's blaster pistol, meaning it will be a very worthwhile upgrade for our offhand. With Avner now wielding both of these monster guns, his attack power is maxed out. Very nice. Avner then moseys his way on down to the hangar, cleaving all enemies in his path with little difficulty. Whether it be rank and file troops or Sith masters, they all fall the same to our hero's upgraded arsenal. But just as Avner signals for his companions to follow him on the last stretch, the Dark Lord of the Sith makes his appearance.
Do. Oh, you're already here. Saves me the walk upstairs.
Darth Malak.
Down you go! Bruh. Yeah, now take a seat, Normie. Bastila, Meta Crutcher of the Century, so glad you could make it. Can't wait to make you suffer later. And you, oh you, it's been a long time. Tell me, are you proud of my rank? Have you seen my recent VODs?
Avner is getting pretty tired of people saying gibberish words that make no sense to him, so he tells Malak no, he has no idea what he's talking about.
After all this time, you still don't remember who you are. Think. Use your gamer mind. Let it all flow back to you, Darth Revan. You see now, you remember who you were. Now tell me, what do you have to say for yourself?
Did my face really look like that? Avner asks.
What? That's it? You were my duo, Revan. We climbed the ranks during the Mandalorian season together. You hitting top 1 and me top 2. Then we began the Civil War season side by side. You said it would be my turn at number 1, but you lied. You wouldn't give up your spot, so I took it. Yes, I bombed your ship. And look what happened. The Jedi wiped your mind, mixed up your name a little bit. I mean, seriously, they barely even tried. And programmed you with the persona of a normie. It's disgusting.
Though Avner is able to put up his usual stoic facade, our hero's mind is spinning with questions. How much of his life was even real? Why did the Jedi not bother making him a more creative name? Why did the Jedi program him to be a virgin? But the question that weighs on our hero's mind the most, was he even a true scoundrel? Bastila tries to reassure Avner that the Jedi did what was necessary. Revan had turned to the dark side of Marvel Rivals Ranked. It was a life that no one should be allowed to live. The Jedi believe in having fun and touching grass.
That's cap, and you know it, Bastila. You've tasted the dark side yourself. You've always been competitive, and you've always played ranked. Admit it. When you saw the chance to peer into the mind of the top 1 player in the galaxy, you took it.
Bastila tries to deny this, once again claiming that she and the Jedi only wanted to help Revan by making him loyal to the Republic once again. Avner snarkily replies that the Jedi did a pretty bad job at that, and that's when it hits him. If the Jedi had designed Avner to be a perfect Republic soldier, then why had he turned out to be a criminal? The answer was simple. It's because despite everything, Avner is his own person. Avner is a survivor, a fighter, a master burglar, a Jedi prodigy, and soon to be the guy who beat the washed Dark Lord of the Sith.
Washed? Oh, that's it. I'm making you content.
With a wave of his hand, Malak does Avner a favor and makes this encounter a 1v1, exactly how he likes it. The two titans clash, casting force immunity on themselves to make their battle one of martial might. Malak makes a tactical retreat after taking a few hits, but Avner moves in to intercept. It's clear that Avner's training has paid off as he's able to clean Malak's clock without any issue. But for some reason, Bastila decides to run in and completely ruin the moment. She insists upon sacrificing herself so that Avner can lead the Ebon Hawk's crew to escape. She engages Malak in head-on combat and locks herself in a room with him, giving Avner and Karth plenty of time to get onto the Ebon Hawk and escape the Leviathan. Soon after their escape, Karth calls a meeting with the crew. He tells Avner to reveal his secret identity so that everyone can make what they will out of it. Our hero gathers his courage and lets out a sigh. "I am Revan," he says. There's a brief silence, but one by one, Avner's companions all confirm their loyalty. Mission would never leave another scoundrel behind. Zalbar still thinks Avner's revolution on Kashyyyk was pretty cool. Jolee knew Avner was Revan the whole time, but he didn't tell him because it was funny. Canderous respects Revan, so he respects Avner. HK-47 experiences a sudden memory restoration in his system and discovers that he used to belong to Revan, so he's more than happy to stay with Avner, and T3 makes some funny noises. All that leaves is Karth. Karth's duty is to the Republic, and if Avner's willing to help save it, even in the pursuit of immense wealth in the form of an ELO machine, then he's willing to stay on the crew. All this validation makes Avner feel warm and fuzzy inside. He thanks the crew of the Ebon Hawk for being the greatest burdens he could ask for, and then tells them to strap in. Our hero has one more star map to find, so it's time to get searching. Upon landing on Manaan, Avner is introduced to this planet's ongoing Cold War in the form of an elementary school word duel.
Don't make me laugh, you gutless simp.
To make a long story short, both the Republic and the Sith Empire occupy Manaan, but the planet remains neutral in the ongoing galactic war. This is only possible because Manaan is the sole origin of the best medical substance in the galaxy, KOTOR. The people of Manaan, known as the Selkath, bargain with both the Sith and the Republic in order to keep their planet from being conquered by either. But despite this forced peace, the Republic and the Sith Empire are secretly vying for control of the planet. That's cool lore and all, but Avner's got an objective to do here. He asks this Republic soldier if there's anyone important he should talk to. Roland Wan, the leader of the local Republic base, is our hero's man. Before visiting this aforementioned base, our hero does some fieldwork on his own. At the local cantina, he discovers that the Republic has been hiring tons of mercenaries for some secret mission, and that the Sith may be kidnapping some local Selkath children. For a reasonable fee of 500 credits each, our scoundrelly lad agrees to investigate both of these issues. Switching gears, Avner discovers the Republic's base on Manaan and talks to his boy, Roland Wan. Our hero inquires about any sightings of star maps on the planet, as well as asking the reasoning for the Republic hiring so many mercenaries. Roland won't share on either front. At least, he won't share until our hero does a job for him. Specifically, he wants our hero to break into a Sith base and steal something for the Republic. This sounds like the best deal ever to Avner, so he's in. There are 3 different ways that our hero can infiltrate the Sith base. Avner can interrogate a Sith prisoner for information, lead a secret assault on a Sith hangar bay, or decrypt a stolen Sith passkey to walk in through the front door. Decrypting the Sith passkey is the easiest out of these options because all it requires you to do is math, so that's what our hero goes with. Brandishing his newly minted passkey, Avner is able to stroll into the Sith base uncontested. Upon taking 2 steps through the door, however, the person manning the front desk decides to trip the alarm. This is only a minor inconvenience. Avner is super overleveled for Manon, so nothing in this base poses any kind of interesting threat to him. As our hero rips through the base, he's able to discover where the kidnapped Selkath children were being hidden. He easily convinces them to go home and tell the police what happened. On top of that, Avner quickly finds the item he was sent to steal, that item being the database of Republic probe droid. Avner is awarded with the first of his final 3 level ups for completing this mission, and learns the Force Suppression power, which cuts off an enemy's Force-related buffs. Very useful in one-on-one duels against Force users like Malak. Avner then leaves the Sith base to go report his success to the Republic. This was a bit of an ill-advised move though, as it appears the local feds were waiting for him outside. Our hero is placed under arrest and put in jail. Avner's noticing a trend today, and he's really not liking it. Manon's local authorities grant our hero a lawyer to try and fight his case, but Avner ain't letting no more feds mess with his day-to-day, so he opts to represent himself. Admittedly, things seem to be really bad for Avner right now. He's on a foreign planet, wanted for murder, with nothing to save him from the consequences of his actions, nothing except his riz. All charges are immediately dropped on Avner, and he gets to walk free. Let's freaking go, baby! Okay, no, I'm kidding, that didn't happen. In our hero's romp around the Sith base, he had found a datapad containing proof that the Sith were going to overthrow Manon's government. The court takes this into consideration and deems that Avner's, quote, investigation of the Sith base was totally legal, so they let him walk. Now our hero returns to the Republic base and gives Roland the stolen droid database. Roland then explains what the Republic has been doing on Manon. He claims that the Republic built a secret undersea mining facility to illegally harvest KOTOR. During their excavation efforts, they dug into some strange archaeological site, likely with the star map, and lost contact with the facility. Republic Command tried sending mercenaries to secretly investigate the site, but none of them have reported back. In exchange for comping him a ride on a sweet-looking submarine, Roland asks our hero to apply his expertise to this situation. Roland doesn't even get to finish his sentence, however, because Avner's already run off to the submersible and taken it for a joyride. After a few laps around the planet, our hero eventually finds his way to the place he was supposed to go. Not even a few steps off the boat, and Avner can tell things have gone horribly wrong down here. There are dead people everywhere, lots of claustrophobic spaces with poor lighting, multiple scary sharks swimming around outside, and cannibalistic fish zombies crawling around inside. It's a good thing that this is a Star Wars game made for kids, because this setting would be pretty horrifying anywhere else. Avner combs the place for technology that he can use to move between lab modules on the seafloor. He ends up finding an environmental suit and a sonic emitter. What does this sonic emitter do, you ask? It makes sharks die of cringe.
I'm 11! Knowledge.
Do it! After ruining the serenity of a perfectly good ecosystem with 2010's meme sound effects, Avner makes his way to the second module of the research station. Within, he finds some survivors that are just a smidge panicked as they try to suffocate Avner in a depressurized room. This doesn't go anywhere, thankfully, and they apologize for overreacting. Our hero asks what happened at the facility, and they explain that during their efforts to illegally mine KOTOR, they awakened some kind of kaiju shark. Said kaiju shark was not too happy about being woken up, as it proceeded to mind control all of the tiny sharks and Selkath in the facility, causing both parties to attack everything on site. The survivors give our hero 2 options to deal with the kaiju shark. Either Avner vents poison into the water and kills the entire ocean, or he blows up the KOTOR mining equipment so the kaiju goes back to sleep. Seeing as Avner has already caused enough damage to the ecosystem, he opts to blow up the mining equipment. One short walk and puzzle later, and kablooey. The kaiju shark immediately becomes docile and allows our hero to pick up his 5th and final star map. With the final map found, the quintet all link together and reveal our hero's final destination, the ELO machine. With the crisis averted and his objective complete, our hero returns to the surface. He informs Roland about what happened, tells him that there are survivors in need of rescue, and accepts a pretty nice payment for his services. Just as he thinks he's in the clear, however, Avner is arrested yet again by the local government. This time, it's pretty justified, as playing 2010 meme sound effects underwater counts as pollution. Avner would say that memes are even danker underwater, but he doesn't want to get executed on the spot. Instead, he talks about how he blew up government property to save Godzilla. The judges immediately believe this and let Avner go because they think he's really cool. I'm not kidding this time, that's actually what happens. With his freedom once again secured, Avner returns to his ship and prepares for his final journey. Before punching in the coordinates, our hero remembers that he hasn't visited Suvam Tam in a while, so he decides to go check up on him. Everything seems normal at first, but in the blink of an eye, an entire troop of lizards decloak from stealth and attack Avner. Our hero isn't going to be caught off guard by a bunch of amateurs using his patented tricks, so he springs into action. Avner quickly takes cover behind some junk, cutting off line of sight from most of the enemies in the room and forcing them to come to him. From this powerful position, he's able to funnel in and grind any lizards silly enough to challenge him. This cuts the encounter's threat level in half and lets our hero come out on top. For his hard work, Avner gains access to Suvam Tam's endgame shop inventory, which contains the Baragwin stealth unit. This will be the final thing that Avner buys with his hard-earned cash. Avner also gets his second to last level up, which he uses to upgrade the force suppression power into force breach, allowing him to cancel just about every single force power buff in the game. Very nice. Now, without further ado, Avner finally punches in the coordinates to the ELO machine. Fame and glory, here he comes.
Oh no, look at the hella main, caught out in the open with Bird on cooldown. Maybe you're not as high rank as you thought, little Jedi. But how could you be? I can sense your dark desire to climb, yet you've been held back by your masters. I know the feeling. There is no such thing as having fun, only winning. And you know that. Join me, Hella Crutcher. With your bullshit headshot damage and my Bucky's hook pressure, we'll destroy all of the leaderboards. As coach and student.
And now we return to the Ebon Hawk. Upon exiting hyperspace, the object of Avner's desire is revealed to him. The ELO machine is just a little bit bigger than expected, but our hero can work with this. Just as Avner is about to order Karth to pull into the hangar, a disruptor wave from a nearby planet knocks out all of the Ebon Hawk's critical systems, causing the ship to careen down onto this planet's surface for a crash landing. Karth rounds up the crew shortly after the crash. He reports that most of the ship's systems are fried and they're gonna need to find replacement parts. Thankfully, the disruptor field has knocked down a bunch of ships, so there's bound to be parts that the crew can use. Speaking of the disruptor field, our hero will also have to find a way to turn that off if he ever wants to make it to the ELO machine in one piece. With both of these objectives in mind, Avner takes a peek outside. It doesn't seem like the worst place in the galaxy. There's beaches with prime real estate, a native Gizka population, and plenty of ship parts lying around. Maybe this little detour wouldn't be so bad after all.
Oh, hey there, buddy. Hey, Jerry, come look at this guy. Ew, he's ugly. Eat his heart. Yeah. Get this guy. Get him.
Of all the planets in the galaxy to land on, it just had to be the one with his people on it. Avner has a bad feeling about this. As one would expect, it isn't long before this warrior tribe of strange aliens finds our hero again. They take Avner to their chieftain, who is named The One. The One recognizes Avner right away because Revan used to be his buddy. Apparently, Revan made a deal with The One 3 years ago to destroy a rival tribe in exchange for access to the Temple of the Ancients, which is the source of the disruptor field. Obviously, Revan was evil, so he didn't uphold his end of the bargain, but The One doesn't seem to mind, and is willing to make the same deal with Avner. Seeing as the Temple of the Ancients is the only way off this rock, Avner has to pretend to play ball for now. He lies lies to the One and says that he will go deal with the rival tribe. While looking for this second tribe, our hero scouts out the rest of the area. In his explorations, Avner defeats a few packs of wild rancors, fends off some pesky Mandalorians, and discovers the ship parts that the Ebon Hawk needs. It isn't long after all these events that our hero discovers the second tribe as well. This tribe is much more technologically advanced, seeing as they greet our hero with a Tesla gate and a hologram. They're hesitant to let Avner inside, but once they recognize him as Revan, they change their minds pretty quick. The tech tribe explains that much like the warrior tribe, they were betrayed by Revan 3 years ago. The tech tribe were the ones that gave Revan and Malak access to the Temple of the Ancients, and in exchange they were supposed to destroy the ELO machine. Obviously, the ELO machine is very much intact, so the tech tribe isn't happy with Avner. Our scoundrelly hero asks why the tech tribe would ever want to destroy an artifact as super duper valuable as the ELO machine. They ominously explain that the ELO machine somehow made their entire race go extinct. Obviously, this isn't true since Avner is talking to these people right now. They don't like Avner's reply very much. To smooth things over, our hero agrees to help the tech tribe by rescuing one of their scouts from the warrior tribe. Surely, with some gentle persuasion, perhaps both tribes can see reason and get behind our hero's quest. Or the warrior tribe can attack Avner on sight merely because he was seen talking to the tech tribe. Oh well, I guess this will speed things up. Avner tears his way through the warrior tribe's base without much difficulty, conducts a less than honorable duel against the One, and frees the tech tribe's lost scout. This sequence of events brings our hero to his final level up. Avner uses this final level to increase his charisma by 1, max out his toughness feat, and max out the destroy droid force power. He also gains an additional +2 to his armor class, and a +2 chance for his force powers to succeed from class feats. Super nice. Avner returns to the tech tribe with the good news. For saving their scout's life and defeating the entire warrior tribe, the tech tribe decides to help Avner break into the Temple of the Ancients. Their only condition is that he has to go into the temple alone. This is literally the best condition ever, so Avner accepts. Naturally, though, as our hero is about to head into the temple, the game decides to rain on his parade. Jolie and Juhani come running from the Ebon Hawk and insert themselves into the story for no good reason at all. I really thought the game from 2002 would give me the option to do a quest alone when prompted, but it appears I am being punished for my hubris. How silly of me. We know this age-old drill by now. I turn on solo mode, and Avner stomps through the temple all on his lonesome. The only annoying thing our hero has to deal with is a floor puzzle. It took me like 10 minutes, but by running around in circles, I was able to solve the thing. The puzzle unlocks a door that leads to a talking exposition computer.
Oh hey, Revan. Long time no see. How you doing, buddy?
Avner doesn't feel like explaining his new identity for the 3rd time today, so he just lets it slide.
Let me guess. You're heading back up to the yellow machine, right?
Our hero says yes. Yes, he is. He was gonna save the galaxy and make $1 million bajillion by selling the ELO machine on the black market.
Sell it?
Well, duh, our hero says. It's a big artifact, so it's gotta be worth a lot of money.
Do you even remember what it does?
Avner admits that he has no actual idea what it does apart from making the Sith more powerful. His scoundrelly brain was much more focused on the cash he could make. This prompts the computer to go on a detailed lore spiel to help our hero understand his investment. First off, the ELO machine was created by an ancient civilization called the Infinite Empire, also known as the Builders. Second, the names of the aliens on this planet are Rakatans. They used to be a super powerful Force-sensitive race that created the Infinite Empire. And third, the ELO machine is the pinnacle of the Infinite Empire's power. Using it, the Rakatans were able to conquer the galaxy. This is all well and good, Avner says, but he still wants to know what the ELO machine actually does.
Oh yeah, it's a machine that creates ELO. ELO can also be called rank points, and rank points are used in the popular video game Marvel Rivals to increase your overall rank. The higher your rank, the better you are at the game and more powerful you become. Pretty cool, right?
Are you fucking kidding me? Avner had come all this way, endured the lessons of pompous old men, working for feds, changing completely as a person, and squaring up with the most dangerous person in the galaxy, all to find out that his ultimate payday was just a crappy cheat client for a video game? Well, that's a bummer. Still though, becoming savior of the galaxy is a viable fallback plan. Galactic-wide fame means infinite sponsorship opportunities. With this new goal in mind, our hero's resolve is restored. The computer senses this and politely asks our hero to blow up the ELO machine so its toxic gaming powers could no longer be abused by the Sith. Avner accepts this mission, and in return he is allowed to access the highest floor of the Temple of the Ancients. There, he can turn off the disruptor field enveloping the planet. Our hero climbs to the peak of the temple to do just that, but finds his path has been blocked by a familiar face. Bastila Shan has been turned to the dark side by Darth Malak. The negative energy of her hassling has been turned against her and used as fuel to pave her path into the corrupting abyss of loserhood that is the dark side. She tries to hassle our hero into joining her and becoming Darth Revan again. Avner has had some difficulty resisting Bastila's hassling in the past, but this time he's not going to let her antics slide. This prompts a duel between the two heroes. Or should I say 4 heroes, because Juhani and Jolie are forced to be here. Much like the encounter on the Leviathan's bridge, I have to be precise with my tactics. By stunning Bastila right away with Force Whirlwind, I can then control Juhani and Jolie one at a time to make them slowly walk away from the fight without interfering. This works like a charm and forces Bastila to retreat. With no time to lose, Avner turns off the temple's disruptor field and returns to the Ebon Hawk. His crew waits outside the ship and asks what went down at the temple. Our hero tells them about Bastila's fall to the dark side. This revelation makes the crew uneasy. How could they save the galaxy if they couldn't even save one of their own? Avner can sense the tension in the air, so he decides that now would be the perfect time for an inspirational speech. Avner tells everyone that his persuasion stat is 23, so Bastila will definitely be convinced to be a good guy again. As for Malak, our hero says, this good old republic of theirs needed defenders, honorable warriors, protectors, knights perhaps. They could all be the knights of this good old republic, the knights of the old republic that defeated Malak and the Sith. Anyway, now that the crew of the Ebon Hawk have been thoroughly brain-rotted, Avner finally gets the ship working again with the parts he found. Our hero then sets course for the ELO machine and dives right into the action. Karth was able to give the Republic the location of the ELO machine before they crash-landed. So now the whole Republic fleet has arrived to do battle with the Sith. The Republic is having difficulties though because under the order of Malak, Bastila is using the ELO machine's cheat engine to see the fleet's every move. The Republic fleet won't survive this battle unless a Jedi strike team can board the ELO machine and put an end to Bastila's intervention. Naturally, the best guy for the job is our glorious king, Avner, so he leads the charge into the belly of the beast. In an act of utmost mercy from the developers, the final level of Knights of the Old Republic does not require the player to bring any companions with them. Finally, Avner can let loose with all he's got. Upon stepping outside of his ship, our hero sees a company of Jedi Knights who do battle with some defending Sith. Avner's able to lend his strength and wipe out the Sith patrol, no problem. Skirmishes like that, though, are only a small taste of things to come. Many good character builds come to die on the ELO machine. But our hero isn't worried because he has literally been built different. With this in mind, our hero crosses the point of no return and steels himself for the challenges to come. There are 4 floors on the ELO machine that our hero must clear in order to confront Darth Malak. The first floor contains the least dangerous enemies on the station in the form of Darth Malak's chat automods. The destroyed droid force power is able to fry these guys without much effort at all, making this floor a total joke. The second floor, however, is much more of a problem. All of Darth Malak's Twitch subscribers, force sensitive and not, will spawn in infinitely and track Avner down for as long as he exists on the second floor. This means the right course of action is to simply run past this floor entirely. Just as Avner was about to complete this, the door to an off room catches his eye. Within said room is a matter generator. By paying a tithe of 25 computer spikes to this matter generator, Avner is able to create himself the absolute best set of armor in the game, the Starforge robes. Their defense rating of 5 matches the Queldroma robes, but it's the +5 to wisdom and +2 to all saves that make the Starforge robes the ultimate upgrade. Super duper nice. Now that our hero is at the absolute peak of his strength, he ascends to the 3rd floor. This one starts off easy. Our hero can run past most of the floor's enemies, and the enemies that he does have to fight are just low-level chaff. It's the boss behind the door that the chaff were guarding that presents a real challenge. Bastila has been channeling the Elo machine's cheat engine for hours on end, causing untold havoc for the Republic fleet's offense efforts. Avner tries to talk her down off the bat, but she activates hassle mode and won't hear a word. She instead invites our hero to test the power of the light side against the dark to see which is stronger. Bastila draws her lightsaber and applies force immunity to herself. Avner responds by stacking as many buffs as he can, from stimulants, shields, and force powers alike. Bastila tries to strike out at our hero, but her force immunity is stripped away by Force Breach, allowing our hero to stun Bastila temporarily. With a single flurry attack, Bastila is defeated the first time. She calls Avner a pale imitation of Darth Revan, and draws upon the toxicity of the Elo machine itself to regain her vitality. Unfortunately, because Bastila neglected to cast force immunity, Avner simply spins her around again and deletes her health. Yet again, Bastila denies reality and says Avner is growing weaker by the minute, while in reality, he hasn't even taken any damage. Bastila tries in vain to get yet another round in, but she is sat down by yet another stun and gun flurry. This finally gets her to see reason. She doubts the power of the dark side over the light and doubts herself. Avner assures Bastila that despite her being an insufferable nag, she's really strong and awesome. Proving oneself is not about being powerful, but being wise enough to use power when it matters most, and the galaxy needs her power right now. Bastila sees the light and agrees with our hero. To atone for her corruption, Bastila empowers the Republic fleet with the Elo machine's cheat engine, giving the Republic the upper hand instantaneously. This leaves only one final challenge to be beaten, the Dark Lord of the Sith, Malak himself.
You know, I'm getting real sick of your bullshit, Revan. You may have been top 1 in the past, but all you are now is a cringe Smurf account. It won't be enough to defeat me. I've been streaming for the past 12 hours, grinding the leaderboard, and now I've finally done it. Top 1 in the galaxy. What do you think of that, Revan?
Avner cannot stress how little he cares about Malak's whole gamer bit. He just wants to get his NordVPN sponsorship already.
Well, screw you! Go fight some robots!
The Elo machine suddenly generates a bunch of dangerous robots that will spawn infinitely from their generators. Even if Avner has the ability to destroy droids easily, he will eventually run out of force points. So to avoid losing any more brain cells than he has to, our hero simply skips this encounter and moves on to the final room.
What the hell? You beat the robots that quickly?
No, I skipped them, Avner replies.
That's cheating!
Nuh-uh, you're cheating.
No, you're cheating. You're the one who came back from the dead to ruin my life again.
And you're the one cheating in a video game to achieve top rank.
The top rank that you promised me, Revan. I deserve it. I deserve to finally get a fucking win without you stealing my spotlight. You made me the monster that I am. And now, because of that, I'm stronger than you ever were. Square up.
The Battle of Titans commences once more. Avner stacks up all of his available buffs and imbues himself with Force Immunity, a tactic that Malak mirrors. Avner uses Force Breach to cancel Malak's immunity while Malak trades a blow. For his trouble, Malak is spun around and burst down in 3 attacks. This causes him to retreat and reveal the ace up his sleeve.
Look around you, Revan. All of these dead Jedi from the Enclave on Dantooine, they're trapped in a form of stasis by the Elo machine, fueling my eternal climb. No matter what happens to my account, no matter how many losses I have to endure, they will always be playing comp for me. I won't even have to play the damn game anymore to be number 1.
But is that even worth it? Avner asks. Are you even having fun?
Fun is a myth invented by the Jedi. You taught me that. But now that I think about it, maybe it will be fun to shove your body in one of these fridges and force you to climb from my account eternally. Run it back, Revan.
Malik's HP is restored back to full in the blink of an eye. As long as he had these Jedi trapped in stasis pods, Malik could simply keep coming back over and over. That meant there was only one thing to do. Avner runs across the room, using the power of the light side to free each trapped Jedi from their stasis, allowing them to pass on peacefully. One by one, Avner frees every single Jedi until there's no more left to save. He turns back on Malik and faces him head-on one last time. It's a messy, imperfect scrap, a clash of individual destiny rather than a test of mettle. In the end, it's Avner's destiny that prevails.
Why? Why did it have to be you, Revan?
I am not Revan anymore, Avner says, and yet our hero cannot help but feel responsible for the ELO machine, for the rise of the Sith, and for Malik. Avner apologizes to Malik for making him miserable, and for being a bad friend in his past life.
And I'm sorry too. The ELO machine, what a joke.
Still, Avner says, their last match together, it was fun. Our hero was glad to play with his former friend one last time.
Ha! Yes, well played, Avner. Good game.
The deed had been done. Malik was defeated and the galaxy was saved. Now the gang needed to get the hell off the ELO machine. They run to the Ebon Hawk and take off as quickly as they can, escaping the rapidly descending space station before it's engulfed by a nearby sun. Now back on the surface of the mysterious world, a celebration is held. The entire crew of the Ebon Hawk are honored for their service to the Republic, and Avner is named the savior of the galaxy. To think our hero was just a low-down scoundrel not so long ago. But hey, Savior of the Galaxy also has a pretty nice ring to it. Savior of the Galaxy and Knight of the Old Republic. Thank you all so much for your support of this series. I've had so much fun making it, and to see you guys' comments on how much you were liking it made me so happy. Knights of the Old Republic will always be special to me, and even more so if I can show it to an audience. If you're interested in seeing more content like this in the future, please leave a like and subscribe to my channel. It really does go a long way for smaller creators like me. If you want to be more personally involved in the future of my channel, consider becoming a channel member. We've got tons of cool perks and behind the scenes content for those who want to be a part of the day-to-day production. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching, and see you next time.